Hey, happy Sunday. I just wanted to make a quick video this morning, and I feel inspired to make a video about boundaries because this has been an idea that I have been applying a lot in practice in my relationships, and it's something that I feel like a lot of people are talking right now about in emotional health and emotional intelligence and relational intelligence. And I have come across such a simple definition of boundaries in relationships from Brené Brown. And I'm finishing up her book, Dare to Lead, which my friend Elena gave me. And it's phenomenal. I would recommend it to anyone. Dare to Lead by Brené Brown. Really, any of her books. Rising Strong. She has lots of YouTube talks. If you haven't really gotten into Brené Brown, she talks a lot about vulnerability and courage. And I love the way that she defines courage as well, which is living the story of our heart, since courage comes from cor, which is heart in French, and corazón, of course, in Spanish. So her definition of boundaries, which I found in Dare to Lead, is what's okay and what's not okay and why. And so for me, at least, for a long time in relationships, and for a lot of us who have come from codependent type relationships or been modeled that, or various other dysfunctional relational practices that we're all modeled, really, I feel like, unless, you're really, really lucky if you grew up in a family that was super emotionally intelligent. And for me, it's been a big journey with learning about boundaries and recovering from codependent tendencies, basically. And I just wanted to share this definition of boundaries because it can be so easy to apply. And for me, I used to kind of think like, oh, well, everything is boundlessness. I need to always be open and always kind of people please, really. And but I sort of mix that in with spirituality, because we do have this idea of always coming at every situation from an open heart and surrendering to what is. And I think that that's really important too. But for me, what comes into play is the genuineness or the coherence or the authenticity. So if we pretend that something is okay when really what we feel in our body, and if we're honest with ourselves, the way that we are truly feeling right then, authentically feeling it's not okay, then the kindest thing that we can do to ourselves and to whoever else is in that situation, if it's safe to express it, is say that we're not okay with it. Or if it's not safe to express it, leave the situation if we can. And so to me, boundaries are our authentic communication of what's really going on with us, what's okay and what's not and why. And it's not for other people to take personally. However, at least for me, I've definitely been modeled taking it personally when people set boundaries with me, like, oh, this isn't okay. That means you don't like me. Like, or you, it's not okay that I'm in your space right now, and that means that there's a problem with me. No, it means, that somebody needs, like, that it's not okay right then for someone else to be in their space. And so I just want to invite you to consider setting boundaries, because what happens when we do is, instead of having this sense of resentment and helplessness in relationships where things are happening that we're not okay with, and we're not expressing that, and we're pretending that we are okay with it, it's not congruent. The way we feel inside is different than how we're acting on the relationship on the outside. And so beginning to be honest about our boundaries and to communicate those is the beginning of that coherence between inner and outer. So boundaries, they've been really powerful for me, and I hope they can be for you too. Thank you, Brené Brown.